What would you say are the three most common reasons that patients come and see you in the clinic?
Number one is disc herniation, doing something to injure your back or neck and having a bulging disc. Usually those are non-operative, so that's great. Number two is just degenerative disc disease and arthritis of the spine. We see it all the time, and I tell my patients, I say this 1,000 times a day. As we get older, our spine ages with us because people come in and they have really bad backs with maybe minimal pain. Some of it is age appropriate, and you get an MRI result of your spine, you're like, oh my God, this is horrid. And it's like, actually, no, it's like pretty normal at your age. We see a fair amount of scoliosis. It's really common, and I love to kind of be able to intervene on that woman in her 30s and educate her so she can not be that woman in her 70s that comes in and she's screwed because she's got osteoporosis and, not able to have surgery because maybe she's got coronary disease or whatever the case is.
What is the biggest red flag for a man?
Oh my gosh. I would say, for me, what car they drive.
Oh, okay. Can we expand on this? Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Scrubs to Stilettos with me, Dr. Nicole Martin.
And me, Dr. Tiffany Moon.
I'm very excited about today's guest. I had the pleasure of meeting her at last year's Lead Her Summit. Before she was a neurosurgeon, before she was Instagram and TikTok famous, before she became Lady Spine Doc, she was a daughter whose life changed overnight when her mom was injured.
Yes, today we are joined by Dr. Betsy Grunch, better known as Lady Spine Doc. I know you guys have seen her content because it's so amazing. She is a board-certified neurosurgeon who specializes in minimally invasive spine surgery. She trained at Duke. She graduated from the Medical College of Georgia at the top of her class, and she's been recognized as one of the leading spine surgeons in America by Newsweek. She also recently spoke at the TEDx Emory talk about authenticity in medicine. If you guys haven't checked that out, Google it, watch her talk. It's so amazing. She's a mom. She's an advocate for women in healthcare and a master at mixing education, humor, and heart.
Tiff, before we get started with Dr. Betsy, do you want to share a weekly obsession with our listeners?
Yes, I do. Today's is quite practical. I have been traveling a lot, and I like to stay regular on my travels. And I have the packets of Miralax, not the big tub like this, but the Miralax comes in individual packets. I did not know until 2025. And I was literally scooping this out and putting it into a baby Ziploc bag. And then one day I was doing it, and my friend was like, they make individual packets. And I was like, what? So, of course, I go on Amazon. They're individually measured. It's 17 grams of polyethylene glycol, which is a laxative for those of you who don't have poo-poo problems like me. And it keeps me regular. I love Miralax. I take it every day. And my colorectal surgeon told me that it's okay to take every day.
So that big jug you showed is very nostalgic to me because it reminds me of my pregnancies because I was just, when you're pregnant, the gravid uterus is pushing on everything and, things just slow down. I lived on Miralax when I was pregnant and specifically that large container, but I'm happy to know that there are to-go packets now.
There are, and I have them in my suitcase. Literally they live in my suitcase so I don't forget to pack it.
My item for the week is this new product that I actually saw on Instagram. So I'm sure you deal with the same issue, but here in Miami, the humidity is through the roof. And it is so hot that after you do your hair and you get this really pretty blowout, you go outside and within 5 minutes, it's big and frizzy. So I saw this. It's called Wow Dream Coat, and it is humidity proofing power. So when your hair's wet, you spray it on and you brush it through and then you blow dry it, and it forms this seal on the follicle of your hair so that when you go out, it doesn't get as frizzy and poofy with the humidity. I did a blowout the other day and we went out on the boat and the blowout lasted through the boat ride. So guys, this Wow humidity spray, highly recommend. And it doesn't leave it too oily or flat.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
I need a whole tutorial on that.
I was totally influenced by Instagram.
Okay. Sometimes Instagram feeds me ads and I buy the products and it's actually good stuff. I bought this weighted blanket the other day, but it's too heavy to carry in here. It's 80 pounds.
But sometimes it's a flaw. Let's
But
not lie.
many times
Sometimes
it's
the
a flop, and then when you
products
try
are
to
a flop.
return it, they want you to like ship it back to China, and the shipping is like $36. And I was like, well, for $36 shipping, like I'll just keep the damn thing and donate it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So buyer beware. But yeah,
But this was a good one.
yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
let's welcome Lady Spine Doc to the show.
We are so excited that Lady Spine Doc is joining us on Scrubs to Stilettos today. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Betsy Grunch.
Thank you.
You have been requested by many of our listeners and fans. They thought that we would be able to have a exciting and entertaining but still educational conversation with you. So here we go. We're going to start off with some rapid fire questions just to get you warmed up. Are you ready?
I believe so.
What is your go-to coffee order?
I make my own coffee at home. So I just brew black coffee, splash of cream, MCT oil, powder, and fiber.
Okay, which powder?
The MCT oil powder, I don't even know. I get it on Amazon.
Oh, okay, like a protein. It's not protein powder though.
Not protein powder. No, it's
Oh.
just, yeah, I don't know.
Do you do intermittent fasting?
Yes. So
So
I did
that's why you
keto
do
for
the MCT?
Yeah. So I did that for like years, and keto, strict keto, and that I just love that coffee. So that's what I still use.
So do we start the day on an empty stomach, or do you have breakfast before you operate?
Just coffee.
Wow. And what are we listening to in the OR? What's the music of choice? What's the genre?
Usually, depending on my mood, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, some kind of female rapper. Sometimes I'll do 90s hip hop or Taylor Swift, depending on the vibes.
Oh, that sounds like my dream OR.
Yeah, I feel like we would get along well in the OR.
Oh, you guys would love.
I do have a little PTSD. I clearly remember from residency operating with this spine surgeon who would keep the OR as frigid as it could possibly be. It was freezing, and he would listen to heavy metal. I mean, heavy metal music for 8 hours. And it was like a form of torture. You were cold. The music was like banging. It was awful.
The music definitely sets the mood of the room, though, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
speaking of the operating room, do you have any OR superstitions?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay.
Favorite case to do?
ALIF, anterior lumbar fusion.
Oh, interesting.
I like because I don't have to expose or close. I just walk, the vascular surgeon opens, exposes, and then when I just do my thing, and then I leave and he closes everything. And you get to see all the cool anatomy and the abdomen, like aorta, iliac veins, ureter, all that stuff. And then the restoration of height and like instant gratification of like correction of spine issues is like that. And it's beautiful. Patients do awesome too. So
I wish we would have sent my father-in-law to you because he had an ALIF and an XLIF like years ago, and the vascular surgeon tore his iliac vein. So before the neurosurgeon even got to him, and he like almost bled out and was intubated in the ICU for 4 days. That was super fun, by the way.
I mean, that's definitely a risk of that procedure. And I won't say that we haven't had iliac vein injuries because it is, I mean, that's, you know, I'm assuming it was probably 4 or 5, but that's what happens. But to like, you know, to have such a catastrophic, like post-operative course, that's kind of wild. Usually you should control it and be able to repair it pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, he's not the exactly most healthiest 80-year-old, you know? So anyway, okay, let's dive in. I think a lot of people already know you. They know you as a mother, as a neurosurgeon, and as someone who creates amazing content on social media. But for people who maybe don't know your origin story, can you just give us like a 90-second take on how you came to be who you are today?
I was born and raised in a small town in Georgia, and my mom and dad got divorced when I was really young. She was a police officer, so she raised me kind of as a single mom police officer. So like I just thought she was like the ultimate like baddie. Just watching her get ready every day, put her like bulletproof vest on, like all the weapons and stuff. I just thought that was so cool. So I just wanted to be her. And when I was right before I was supposed to start high school, she was involved in a accident in the line of duty where her vehicle struck a tree and she was instantly quadriplegic with a C4 spinal cord injury, Asia A. So that means like pretty much minimal chance of recovery. So we went through my first like semester of high school with her rehab at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta, which is like amazing. Her surgeon at our hospital that I currently work at took care of her there, and then she was transferred to Shepherd. But just going through all the healthcare stuff with her, seeing like people with spinal cord injuries, seeing like how it impacts everybody, their family, and all the like disciplines that are involved. I just became very interested in spine and like had this like pipe dream that I was gonna like my mission was to cure spinal cord injury. Not that simplistic, but yeah, that's kind of how the backstory.
I mean, a lot of people, would say like, oh, I want to be like the doctors that help to take care of my mom. But we all know that it's not exactly easy to become a neurosurgeon. Do you think you were just driven by purpose and passion? And were you just naturally academically gifted? Because a lot of people might have this pipe dream, but in essence, somewhere along the way to neurosurgery residency get weeded out through undergraduate organic chemistry or the MCAT or something.
Almost.
Tell us about like the academic part of it, because I think we often glaze over that.
I've always been, I don't know, like just kind of straight A student, like elementary school, whatever. And then, whenever I had this goal of becoming a physician, I knew that I had to like perform, or like, high school, you need to do great so you can get into a great college. So I was salutatorian of my high school. I had scholarship. My mom's a disabled cop, so it wasn't like I had a lot of money. So I had a partial scholarship to Emory for softball. I was also like a athlete. And then, or I had a full ride at the University of Georgia for academics. So I took that full ride because I didn't want to have any debt, and I gave up my dreams of being a college athlete, which was sad, but whatever, it worked out, I guess. So then I went to University of Georgia and was top of my class at the University of Georgia. Got accepted. I wanted to stay close to home. I was just, want to be close to my mom. So I applied early acceptance to our state medical school, again, cheapest, one of the lowest cost medical schools in this United States. So I wanted to try to be financially smart. So I went there and I was number 2 in my class at the Medical College of Georgia, and just worked my ass off, like just studying. I wouldn't say I'm like naturally smart. I do have to like really work hard. I think everyone can work hard if there's something that you're working hard for. And then, I matched at Duke for my training, and that was like unreal. I couldn't believe that because I really wasn't thinking like as a state grad or as like a woman or as like, that I would get accepted at like one of those types of schools. But I really connected with the chairman there, and I think he felt my story. And I wanted to stay in the Southeast, close to Georgia, so that was pretty close, and it was awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't think most of our listeners are familiar with the process of med school and residency or neurosurgery at all. Were you the only female resident in your neurosurgery class?
I was the only one in my medical school that wanted to do neurosurgery, female. There's a couple of guys. But in my residency class, there was, I think, one woman. There was in the class above me, there was one woman, and so we were the only 2 females for quite some time. And then there was a couple women that came behind us, but it's very like at the time it's probably 8% women. Now it's about 14 to 19% women residents in neurosurgery, but there was no female attendings. So never in my entire course of training, undergrad, medical school, or residency, did I ever see or work with a female neurosurgeon until like the very end of my residency, where a pediatric surgeon came in. But yeah, it's not common.
Tiff and I always talk about how important it is to find a good mentor. It's so valuable, and oftentimes it's hard when you're in a male-dominated field to find someone that really understands a lot of the things that we as women start to prioritize, right? Like, can I do this career and get married and have a family and all these things? Did you struggle with that at any point in time during your training?
I did. I mean, like, obviously we all want to like find someone that we can relate to and ask questions. But like for me, I just found men that could do the same for me. So in medical school, I found a mentor that a man, but he was almost like my dad. Like he treated me very well, and he was so sweet and gave me all this stuff. And he really like was passionate. In the residency, I had the same thing. He was super driven, very like, non-discriminatory. I could ask him anything. So I just found the things that I needed in someone that maybe wasn't like me. But that's one of the reasons why I love just having my platform, because that was like, I can tell other girls, like I'm in a hotel if you can't tell, but I'm at the Congress of Neurological Surgeons meeting. So like there's med students here presenting their digital posters, residents, and I've been here for one day, and yesterday at least 20 girls, medical students, come up to me and said that they never would have pursued this field if it wasn't for me to watch me, because they didn't know as a woman that they could have a family, or they've been told this or that. And it's just like so powerful to me. And that's one of the reasons why I do this, is to show girls like, yeah, you can be a woman and be a good neurosurgeon and have a family and all these things that we don't see as reality because we don't have those mentors. So
That's incredible. Like, I mean, I know a few other female neurosurgeons, but certainly none of Lady Spine Doc infamy, Like, how does it feel that young women come up to you, not just at neurosurgical meetings, but, maybe in the grocery store, maybe in the airport, and say that you're their inspiration, or they never considered a career path before you kind of showed them that it was possible? Like, how does that affect you? Do you like kind of just brush it off? Like, don't really, buy too much into it? Or tell us how that really makes you feel.
I mean, it gives me the reason why I get up every day and put my camera in front of my face and spend hours of my life editing videos, because it's really, really, I mean, like the impact that we have on patients' lives is amazing. And, in our own corridor of the country, in our little silo. But like the impact that you can have doing this is exponentially wider. And it's not just like girls that want to be neurosurgeons. I'll have girls that come up to me and like they want to be an occupational therapist, or they want to be a nurse. And they're like, you gave me that drive because you told me that I could do it. And it's like so powerful. And it's really cool. So there's no other feeling like it.
I love your content. I remember when I met you at Lead Her Summit last year, I was kind of like a little fangirling. I was like, oh my God, here she is. Like, I absolutely just love how authentic you are. It is so refreshing. And Tiff and I actually were talking about this on another episode, how I love that you wear your pink scrubs, and I love that you talk about cars and you talk about sneakers, and yet you're this incredibly smart and gifted surgeon. And it's just, you're so unapologetically you, and it's so refreshing and inspiring to see someone that just genuinely owns who they are. It's incredible to watch.
It's the only way to live, really. I mean, we always feel like we want to pose ourselves as some like perfectionist like person, but that only gets you so far and makes you burnt out. So like, to have a platform like this is consistent, it has to be authentic, or you won't want to wake up every day and do it. Or at least that's my perception.
Do you meet a lot of resistance from your fellow coworkers and surgeons? Because I would imagine, Tiff and I always talk about that we do, and I think anesthesiology as a field is much more tolerant to, social media and whatnot. I would think that you would probably be met with a lot of resistance from some of your colleagues.
Yeah, not openly, which is like my colleagues at my practice are amazing. I love them. They're great humans and great surgeons, and like never have said anything. And then, definitely I've had some people in the community and at the hospital. That's whatever. And then, just people like, I don't know, at national meetings a couple of years ago, it was definitely awkward. I felt like, when I was growing, definitely people, I even had DMs from other surgeons like, what are you doing? Can you tell me what your purpose is? Because I think this is not representing our field correctly. And I'm just like, well, I'm not representing our field. I'm representing me. But now, now that I'm quote like famous, now they want me to speak about it. Now they want me to be on the billboard, and it's like, okay, but like a couple of years ago, it was an embarrassment. So that's cool. But I think also the perception of social media has changed over the years too. Like now they realize it's not going away. There are more patients that are going to the platforms, providing good, clear information and dissolving misinformation is so important, especially in our field, because there are not many of us, A, and B, there's way fewer that are even taking their time out to provide good information. And social media is inundated with bad information about spine. I mean, there's no offense, and I'm not targeting anybody, but there's a lot of chiropractors that are on socials delivering a lot of, information that maybe not science based, and it's challenging. And brain health is super important, and there's just not a lot of people. There's not a lot of us that are delivering good evidence based medicine guidance.
As much as we could talk about social media forever, let's do a little Spinal 101 for our listeners. What would you say are the three most common reasons that patients come and see you in the clinic? Like, what are the three most common causes of like lower back and neck pain that you see?
Number one is disc herniation. So, doing something to injure your back or neck and having a bulging disc. Usually those are non-operative, so that's great. I love walking people through that. Despite me being a surgeon, my main goal is to keep them out of the operating room. Number two is just degenerative disc disease and arthritis of the spine. I mean, we see it all the time, and I tell my patients, I say this 1,000 times a day. As we get older, our spine ages with us, because like people come in and they have really bad backs, but maybe minimal pain. And like some of it is age appropriate, and you get an MRI result of your spine, you're like, oh my God, this is horrid. And it's like, actually, no, it's like pretty normal at your age. So we see a lot of that. And then we see a fair amount of scoliosis, and particularly in like older women. I think something that's like underappreciated in women's health is like just pelvic floor strength and core training. And then as we we're in our 30s, we have a baby, or pelvis and our core is weak, and then we start holding our babies on our side, and then over time our spine starts to curve, and then we never work out, we never do anything about ourselves, and then we're 70 and we've got like a 30 or 40 degree curve, and we're in debilitating back pain. And it's just super common. Yeah, it's really common. And I love to like kind of be able to intervene on that woman in her 30s and like educate her so she can not be that woman in her 70s that comes in and she's screwed because she's got osteoporosis and not able to have surgery because maybe she's got coronary disease or whatever the case is.
I always think of scoliosis as in children, you'd be diagnosing primarily scoliosis like congenital when they're born. But it's true. You always I always have my baby on my right hip, that hip's jutting out. You've got some diastasis and core weakness. So everything's kind of just loose. You don't appreciate it. That's interesting. I never thought about that.
It's very true. And I think we don't talk about it a lot, but I see it like every single day. And that's like one of my, I'm very passionate about that particular process because I think it's preventable.
I just want to go to a question that we had a lot of listeners ask us about, which is, how do you balance, this is the, perpetual question asked of women physicians, how do you balance being a mom, a busy surgeon, a content creator, you're speaking at these national meetings, you're going with figs to the Olympics in Paris. Like, how does one manage all of these things? What is your secret?
Caffeine.
Just kidding. No, I mean, yes, no, minimal sleep and lots of caffeine, but no, I have an amazing team. So like I've curated, as I've grown, learning to ask for help. And that's like the biggest thing. You're a mom, you got kids, you ask for help. You ask your in-laws, you ask your family, you get a nanny, whatever the case is, you get help. Same thing in this kind of field. What did I do? So I have, I started with my brand manager who I hired in 2022. And then as we grew and she couldn't help me, we got a social media manager where she couldn't do everything. And, they both keep me organized on that front. And then, grew with merch line. So now we've got 2 more employees, and it's just you can't do what I do at this level without help. And to not appreciate that or call them out is fake. I can't do this alone. I will say I do create all my own content, come up with all my own ideas, and everything on that front is real because that's what keeps me authentic, and I edit everything too. So yeah, but lots of help. But I post it, and then Anna Grace goes in and cross posts it everywhere. I make sure its captions are good and blah blah blah. So it's a lot of work, and it's not achievable for one person at a level that and cadence that at least I'm doing right now.
Do your children love being a part of it?
Sometimes my daughter loves it. She's
I was
like,
going to say, I know your daughter
is-
seems to like it. She's so
No,
cute.
B is a total ham. I can tell. Riley's a little, he's like,
I
he
don't
looks
see
a
him
little,
as much for sure.
yeah, and it's a boy thing, I think, and he's older too.
yeah, he's very much like my husband. Like when he'll do it when he wants to, and then she is like me. She wants to be on camera. She's like wants the attention. She's like, "Mom, what was the comments on that video? Let me read the comments."
No,
I'm like,
you cannot read the comments.
no, I'll curate them before I'll let her read them. But
Right.
yeah, like or give her like the safe one. But yeah.
So, okay, this is the question then. At what age are you going to let B have social media? Because she sees you all the time. You're making content. She's in the content. She sees you editing. So she's naturally going to be like, oh, well, then I should be able to do it too, right? But there's a lot of research and data showing that, you shouldn't let them have it before the right age. How are you going to handle this?
I mean, definitely not anytime soon. Riley's 10 and still doesn't. And I mean, I let them watch like YouTube Kids, but that's about the extent of what they can do. Yeah, I don't know. Like probably teenager, I need to do more research, but I'm hopefully years away from that. So, or I'm definitely years away from that. So when the age is right, I don't know. What do y'all think? What are you doing, Tiffany?
Well, my kids are 11 now, the girls, and a lot of their friends have iPhones with social media. I have this thing for my girls called a Gab phone, which is like an Android, but they pre-programmed it, and I can actually like see everything that's going on their Gab phone on an app on my phone, and it doesn't allow downloads of social media apps. So they can listen to music, call, and text, and they can only text with numbers that I have pre-programmed into their phone. So it's like pretty safe. But a lot of their friends have iPhones that are just like iPhones that the parents aren't even monitoring, to my knowledge. And so when they have sleepovers and stuff, they're sort of on these apps. And the age that I'm hearing is around 13, which is the minimum age to join a TikTok, supposedly. I mean, people lie all the time, but so I'm thinking 13, although that sounds awfully young to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a 6-year-old, so I'm not there yet, but his cousins are 10, and he just came from their house this weekend, and he was like, Mom, can we get Roblox? And I was like, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. And he's like, but why? It's just a fun game. And then I had to go through, that there's people on there that may not be safe and they may lie, and we just don't want to open the door to that. But it's a scary world because he's 6 and he's already asking for Roblox.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he doesn't have any devices. We have like
Yeah.
a community tablet, but that's it.
Yeah, mine have iPhones, just I don't know, so they can have a number so I can call them and reach them and ping them, but we have it like extremely blocked. And my husband's a private investigator, so you can't get anything by him at all.
That's such a useful profession.
For
I wish
sure.
I
I'm like,
had someone in my life that was a private investigator. There's a few people I'd like to investigate.
ooh, I'm
In
sure
fact,
he's got
I'm a
some good
licensed
stories for us.
Yeah,
What
and
did you
I'm a
say,
licensed
Betsy?
professional. I'm a licensed PI. I have a state license.
How does one get a state license to be a
How do you have the time to get a state license to be a PI?
Are you lying?
So no, I swear, we
Okay,
have our
you
own
heard it
firm.
here first. Not only is she a neurosurgeon, content creator, mom, speaker extraordinaire, she is now a private investigator as well. Pray, do tell Dr.
Licensed.
Grunch.
Wait, Betsy, have you
Licensed.
ever done any PI work? Have you ever done anything exciting?
Okay, start from the beginning. Tell us all the things.
So, in the state of Georgia, at least, if you have your windows tinted darker than what is legally, by law or whatever, you have to be a licensed PI. So PIs can have their windows tinted darker. So I got pulled over, but so we've always used Ray's license. If I get pulled over, but it doesn't work. The driver has to be, so I can't drive his car, have a darker tint window and not be, and then I'll get a ticket. So I got a ticket and I'm like, well, obviously all of our cars are tinted dark. So I was like, all right, well, I need a license.
So we
So
did it
That
for the
is
car.
hilarious. And so is
yeah,
it easy? Like, how many hours of education do I need to become a licensed PI?
I'm sure the
you have to.
neurosurgeon can take the test without zero prep. Maybe fine.
It's actually interesting. You have to know a lot of things about even medical. Like, so that part was easy, but you have to know like focal length of lenses of the cameras and like laws and stuff like that. Did a little studying, but yeah, it's an online test. So we did it, and then you just renew it every year once I passed. So yeah.
I love that.
So
You never cease to amaze me.
women of
Are there
many
are
talents.
there any other professions, licenses that you have that you want to go ahead and spill the tea here on Scrubs to Stilettos?
I'll have to wait another day to
Okay.
share.
Okay.
Next episode.
Yes. Okay. You touched about Ray, your private investigator husband, a little bit. Tell us the origin story of how you guys met, because it was near the end of your residency, right?
Yeah, it was like kind of in the middle. So um, in residency, like, I mean, it's a very alienating place. So I was in North Carolina, didn't have any family, nobody I really knew except my hospital friends. I like really being a woman, didn't have anybody like really. I had a couple ortho, there was two kind of ortho residents, but residents are hard to be friends with because we're busy. So I kind of cling to like the nurses and, those are my friends. And but that's all I really had. So I like naturally like, wanted to find someone. So I got on eHarmony, matched, I think it's mostly just eHarmony for like a few years during internship, whatever. During PGY4, I was on the app and met a few people, had some pretty bad dates. It's really hard being a neurosurgery person, a woman, and trying to like meet up with people. So had I think I met Ray like during we matched actually matched like a year or two before on the app. So like I don't know if anybody is familiar with eHarmony because it's so probably old school now, but like you logged in, you did this like 5 million questionnaire, and then you get your first 10 matches. And so he was actually one of my first matches, like years before we even met. But I was like, oh, I'm not gonna reach out. Like the guy needs to come to the woman, blah blah blah. But I thought his profile was very interesting. And then fast forward, like I rejoined because you have to pay like a monthly fee. So I rejoined during my PGY 3 year. I think it's PGY 3 or 4. Anyway, yeah, so he did message me, but I was not a member yet. So I saw the email come in, but you can't read it until you rejoin. They're trying to get your money. So I was like, fine, I'll pay the like $50 and I'll see. So yeah, so we went out on our first date and it was really good. It was like really refreshing to like meet someone that was like normal and funny and not in medicine and not weird. I was in the research triangle, so in Raleigh or in Duke where I was at, it's like lots of very, very highly educated men, like lawyers, dentists, attorneys, like research driven people. And like, that's great. But it was like, I just met a lot of weird men. So,
We all have our bad dating stories.
yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
also another episode,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
maybe a side conversation at Lead Her Summit.
Did you
Yeah.
ever find that people were intimidated the moment that you were like, I'm a neurosurgeon? Or because that's like a big title to carry.
Yes. And then I stopped. So I would just say I'm a doctor, or like I'm in the healthcare field. Like at least when I first started that conversation, because like as soon as you find out, it's like shut off. Then, the type of men that are like kind of open to that, like once they do find out, is questionable. Like I mean that's a judgmental statement, I guess I should say, but there was a lot of like men that probably wanted to just like take me for my money, I guess, and like not do nothing. So I was like, all right, you're not driven at all. So or like either the super driven like crazy people. So anyway, yes, the answer to your question, yes, I tried to keep it as tight as I could for as long as I could.
I had a friend that was a plastic surgery resident, and she used to lie on her dating apps and when she met men and say that she was a nurse. And I was like, I don't really think you should like start your relationship with a lie. And she's like, it's the second date, relax. And her whole thing was that she just didn't want to be seen as either this like provider or the guy get like intimidated. And then if she said nurse, at least she wouldn't have to like lie too much because she's like, oh, I'm going to the hospital, I have a shift or whatever, Did you ever lie about your profession, or you just said doctor?
I never like pretended to be another type of healthcare professional, but I definitely didn't divulge on the first conversation or email that I was a brain surgeon.
Because it's intimidating. And for some people, it's like, oh, holy, like, how do I keep up with this? So I can see how some people would be like instant, like, that's too much. Or
like just judge me immediately.
Correct.
Like, oh, she's weird.
Yeah,
Let's
she's
be
got
honest.
Exactly.
Most neurosurgeons are weird. Let's be honest.
That's true. Yeah. I've only met a few like normal neurosurgeons that I would
feel
wanna,
like the
hang out
cranny
with.
guys are weirder than the spine people. No?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the brain guys are weirder for sure.
Yeah.
Brain
Yes.
people, because there are female neurosurgeons. But I just
Yes.
feel like it takes a special person to be dealing in other people's heads.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a different like spine is kind of like ortho. Like you'll
It
have
is.
like
I was
little,
about to say, spine and ortho kind of go hand in hand. You guys like tools and hammers.
Yeah. Right.
My
right.
brother is ortho, and he's ortho trauma. And I feel like, yeah, he's like
A
an
different
adrenaline
breed.
junkie. I tried to convince him to go into hand or, something like, I was like, you get to sit while you operate if you do hand. And he's like, I don't want to sit. And I was like, oh, you don't want to sit. And I was like, and this is why I'm like, but my beloved chair is the most important thing in the operating room is the anesthesia chair.
And the bear
Exactly.
hugger.
That's so funny. What does Ray think of all this like visibility? Was he, because I asked because my husband, when I first started on social media, wasn't like the biggest fan of all of it. Was he sort of along for the ride? Was he a little like, maybe not, let's not show me and the kids as much? Like, what was his whole take on your rise to social media stardom?
His thing is like he's supportive of me no matter what I want to do. No, anything I want to do. If I want to like sell sweatshirts, he's like, all right, whatever. Like, if I want to like be on social media. And so I told him like at the very beginning, it's like, I know this seems weird, but like, I'm just going to do this for 3 months and just see what happens. So just bear with me. And then I'm going to do this every day. And then if it's weird, I'll stop. But I don't do anything with him in it or the kids in it unless they want to, or unless I ask. So I think I posted one video without asking him, and he like kind of got upset about it. And I see that. I mean, like, want yourself all over the internet without like your consent or knowledge. So like anything I do, I definitely like make sure he's okay with it. And some days or some weeks he'll like be really into it and like want to do stuff, and some days he's like, no. So, and that's, he consumes content, but he doesn't want to necessarily like be in it. And there's some times where he really hates what I'm doing, and like he has these like periods. He's like, no, like he hates being like recognized and seen. And then there's I have a great story about being recognized and seen, and I'm going to do a video about this today. So this is just the exact reason why you need to be aware of like what social media can do. So I'm at this conference. I go out with Austin, my PA, to a dinner with Fix last night. Healthcare professionals only. So Ray took my social media manager and my best friend, who's my manager, to what's that fancy like smoothie place here in LA? Erewhon?
Erewhon? Yes.
Yes. He took them there, and whatever, they took pictures, whatever. And then a few hours later, I get a DM that my social media manager read. It said, hey, I saw your husband at Erewhon with, I checked and an adult checked to make sure it was him. He had no wedding ring on, and he was with 2 young women. He was with a blonde girl in her 20s and an Asian girl in her 20s. And I just wanted to make sure you knew.
You like, look, I got spies everywhere.
That's a girl's girl right there.
Yes. What did you say? You're like,
Yes.
oh yes, those people work for me.
The funny part is that Jenna's in her 40s, and she's Asian, so she was like, I'm 20 years old. This is a win.
She's so happy.
It was so funny. But yeah. So he
You're
can't
like,
do
I
anything.
see you.
Yeah, I got spies everywhere.
Well, I was going to say this visibility cannot be good for his private investigator career, Betsy. You have ruined the man's career because he is now internationally recognized, and he cannot hide
He cannot be discreet.
and do intel on people and like wait outside their homes and see who's cheating on whom because everyone recognizes him.
That's the goal. And so now he's got to stay at home.
It's working. It's working.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
I
funny.
As
love that
far
though. I love the girls followers, right? That like come
Oh
through with
yeah.
all sorts of intel.
Yep.
yes, yes.
I got eyes everywhere, even at Irwan in Los Angeles.
I love that so much. That's so
That's
funny.
funny.
Oh my God. Do you ever go through periods where you don't feel like making content, where you're just, I don't know, like in a funk, but what do you push through it, or are you like, you know what? I'm not gonna post for 3 days. And then if you did not post for 3 days, all of us would be like, are you okay? Like, where are you? Do you need help? Right? Like a lot of your people. So there's this with the infamy, there comes an expectation to continue providing content. And also, your analytics go down if you don't post for a little bit, right? Like your reach or whatever the metrics they give you starts to drop a little bit. Tell us a little bit about how you work through those issues.
I mean, I feel like that at least a few times a week where I just feel like I just don't want to do this. I'm burnt out. I'm not creative. I don't want to share anything today. But I have like, I mean, I feel, and then, or like, "Ah, I don't want to do this anymore, period. It's done." But like on those days, what I do is I just kind of like, I also on my super creative days will like batch film content or like draft content, or if I find something really funny that happens, I'll video it, but I don't post it, I, like hold on to it. So I have like 90 drafts. So like when I'm feeling super like uncreative, I just have stuff that I've already, done, or I'll just reshare old content. That also is like really, kind of good. The problem with my old content is I've transformed my appearance so much over the past few years with my weight loss. It's really hard to do that. And then I changed my hair color. So I don't know. That's tough. But so if I'm reposting old content and you see my old self, I'm having a bad day. Just give me grace, okay?
There really is this pressure to continuously produce things because you do have to feed the machine, right? When you don't feed the machine, then you like lose those viewers. But when you're consistently posting, you see the consistent growth, and there is this pressure that can be exhausting.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of burnout that we don't talk about in content creation. I mean, it's real. I mean, it's just like medicine, and I feel like it's like not understood. I mean, I don't know. Because it's almost like something we put on ourselves, because it is like the machine. You have to feed the beast, and it's not like you can just take a day off. For me personally, I've never not had a day where I've not shared content. I don't think. Maybe a
Really?
couple of years ago. Never.
Yeah, I
So
noticed that. Like you're way more consistent because me, I post like maybe 3 to 5 times a week, like if I feel like it. And if I don't go 2 or 3 days without posting on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, I'm like, whatever. Like I sort of got over that like drop in analytics or whatever. But I was like, damn, she posts every day. Like that's wild to me.
I do, but I mean, out, have stuff that I kind of save and plan. But yeah, I've never not posted, so that's a fun fact. Extreme type A, like I have a problem. I'm OCD,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
Well,
That's
tell us
awesome.
a little bit about your merch. I don't know if you noticed, but
I
I
didn't.
have
Oh,
this is my favorite
slay.
color, and you sent this to me, so I'm sporting it today. What inspired you to create merch? How has it taken off? What drops can we look forward to next? Tell us all the things.
I mean, I don't know. I want to, like, I feel like every creator has like some kind of merch. So I got to a point like 2 years ago where I really wanted some spine t-shirts because I love the spine and there's nothing cute. So, or they have like flowers and stuff in it. And I'm not a flower like in the spine kind of girl. So I was like, or, this, anyway. So I was like, all right, I'm going to like make my own. And then I went to this whole like trying to figure out who I want to do it. Do I want to do something online where they just do it and people go and order and it's done? But then I'm like, oh, what if it's really bad quality? I need some kind of control. And again, I'm type A. So I wanted to control it myself. So I found a local boutique here that could like at least print them. I could see them, wear them, feel them, and then ship them. So actually, I'm almost going on my 1 year anniversary. We opened October 28th. And then I don't know, it was just super popular, and I like inspirational stuff. So I did some inspirational stuff like the one you're wearing, I think. And it just seemed to gravitate. And so really what I think grew it was like right after I launched Megan, Dr. Beach Gym, she reached out to me. If y'all
I
can
love
edit
her,
this,
by the
right?
way. Her content is
Yeah.
so fun too.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
being a mom. I love all the pediatric stuff.
Yeah. So she reached out to me and she's like, "Hey, I see that you're dropping this. Like, can you tell me a little bit more? I'm very interested in doing this." And I'm like, why don't you just do it with me? And let's just, I've already got this. I've worked for like 8 months on this whole like thing. So anyway, we collabed together, and that like really was very powerful for both of us because she's amazing. And we kind of have like the same like vibe, I guess. I think people really liked it too. And then since then, I've got like several other content creators that's kind of done the same thing, and we've been able to collab. And I think it just gives a feeling of I don't know, like that the sense of like female empowerment support, and all the same line has been like really really cool. And they give me cool ideas. So fast forward, I've had to like take it over myself, take over my own warehouse, opened up a storefront that is opening next month. So it's like, it's real. It's cool.
That's so
Because,
cool.
I don't have enough to do. So I need to be like now a boutique owner.
But now you
right?
need to run a store.
Where is the store? Is it in your hometown?
Yeah, yeah. So my dad unexpectedly passed away earlier this year, and he actually owned a building on our square. So it's like a historic part of the town. Like every person has like, or every city has like a little square or whatever, like little downtown area. So yeah, my brother and I have taken over that. So I've got a little space inside of that building, that's perfect. So yeah, we're designing it and opening it next month. So we're in it's close to a hospital. We have GME, we have nursing school and PA school right next to us. So it's kind of cool because there's a lot of medical people there. And yeah, and I've got something like to look forward to. We're doing we did our Halloween drop, like really cute, like Halloween items, and I've got Christmas drop coming. So that's super exciting. But I've got like really excited about someone that I'll share later, but I've also partnered with, super educational, very informative. And we are collaborating on like a educational line of like educational products for students. So that's going to be coming soon, probably I hope the next month, and we'll be announcing that soon. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, you are
Sounds
busy.
amazing.
So busy. And next month you'll be in Dallas, and you'll be joining Nicole and I for Lead Her Summit, which is super exciting.
Very
I
excited.
recently watched your talk on authenticity in medicine for
I loved it, by the way.
the Emory TED talk. It was really good.
I was so nervous about that. I hated
No,
it.
why were
Oh
you
my
so nervous on
God.
stage? Because I've seen you speak so many times, and I recognize that you were like a little bit more nervous there than
I
you
don't
are
know.
usually.
Was it a big
I think
audience? Like how many people
it
were in the
was,
audience?
well, I think it's like a couple things. Is one, you cannot have any like reference, no cards, no, nothing. You can have your stuff on the screen, but I don't know. I think it was just like the illusion of giving a TED talk, like really rattled me. And I was like, I got over it, but like I was just worried because you have to like almost memorize it. And it can only be 17 minutes, and it only does. So, and you can't really feed off the audience because it's all dark and the spotlights are on you. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll do another TED talk. I didn't like it.
How did you get invited to do this one?
By the Emory, it was a TEDx Emory talk. So that group reached out to me and asked. I'm like, sure.
I thought it was so funny because you had all these like little jokes where you're like, oh, sorry, I turned down the partial scholarship to go to Medical College of Georgia. And like, I don't know if the mic just didn't pick it up, but I didn't hear anyone laugh. And I was like,
No, it wasn't laughing. No.
Well, I think it's like what she says, though. It's not like at Lead Her Summit where it's this bright room and you're seeing people's faces and you're feeding off of their vibe and you see when they
Yes.
smile and then you chuckle. When it's dark, you're basically talking to yourself. So there's no feedback, and that's hard
Yeah.
for a speaker.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
need
how I feel
feedback.
when I do
How
Zoom
challenging
talks.
that is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like
I do
you
like
need
Zoom
vibes.
talks and I'm talking to my camera and I don't know if my joke landed or not. I don't know if people are paying attention because you know what? It
Exactly.
looks like 200 people are in the Zoom room, but like nobody's saying anything. It's so
They're all
wild.
muted. It's muted and you can't get
And
anything.
so then I start to feel like not good and I'm not
Yeah.
as, and
Yeah,
I'm just
you're
trying
not
to
getting the
finish.
positive reinforcement. And so then you're like
Yes.
in your head, you're like, is this landing well? And then you get more nervous and it's, I get
Yes.
it.
Yeah, that's why we need in-person stuff. Like as great as like Zoom is obviously for this, like we're right now in 3 different time zones. Like how freaking convenient is this? But like in for conferences, I just think like in person is the way to go.
I agree. I love speaking and I love giving talks, but it needs to be in person where I can feel the energy because I feed off of that. You know, as a speaker, you have to because and you have to like know your audience and know like who you're delivering it to. But it was very weird.
But
Oh
also an
my
incredible honor, right? Like,
Yes,
so
right,
cool.
right,
So
right,
cool. And
right.
very, very
I
cool.
just, I love all my friends doing these amazing things because I don't know. I just feel like we're all like rising together. Like my friend, this is doing this and my friend just started a new business. Like let's all support each other. I've never understood that like mean girl mentality where you look at somebody who's doing amazing things and you like are jealous of them or try to say like mean things about them. It's just crazy to me. I'm sure you've had your fair share of mean girl experiences, right? What is your take on the haters, the mean girls, the naysayers? How do you deal with them?
Fuck them.
I
Easier
just,
said
Yeah,
than done.
like, even if
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
be selfish, right? Like, from a selfish standpoint, don't you want to surround yourself with people that are doing great things? Like, I want my friends to, like, do well, to kill it because it's inspiring, it's motivating for me. Like, how amazing is it if I want to open up, you know, a merch store that I have a friend like Betsy that I can call and be like, hey, how'd you do this? You know, like, you've probably gone through a whole bunch of bumps in the road that you can teach me about. Like, don't do this, be careful with this. Like, I want to surround myself with women that are doing great things because it inspires and motivates me to do great. Like, why? I don't understand that, like, shutting down culture.
It's hard. Like I mean, like I feel like that is almost. I mean, it's natural human behavior to be jealous, but like I feel like in healthcare, particularly, we're put in that mindset as a pre-med student. Like we're taught and ingrained that it's a competition, and you have to do your best and beat all these other people and be the best student so you can get into that medical school. And then you need to be the best medical student so you can get into that residency. So therefore, all these other people are your competition and you need to beat them. And it's just like, and then, you know, then we get into residency and like, you want to be like, you know, you want to be like, not, yeah, exactly. And it's just this perpetual behavior of a competitive environment in which you're trying to get one up on everybody. And it's just like, it's taught. And so, that's kind of like I don't know. I just think that it's a learned behavior and it's problematic. And until you like realize that it's actually like empowering to like rise together and like let's study together so we can all do well. I don't know. It's definitely challenging, and I've had even more recently like just this flourish of like even people reporting me to my hospital, people reporting my store to the code marshal, people reporting my social stuff to Figs to try to get me canceled at Figs recently. It's crazy. I mean, it's like attacks that could literally cost me my job, cost me my business, cost me my contracts for all jealousy. Why? Why? What did I do to you? Nothing. So it's
It's so
insane.
sad. It
That
really
is
Sad.
is.
wild to me that somebody would stoop that low to like go after your job. And like, what are they reporting anyway?
But are
Like,
you
you
also
can't
that
report
surprised?
me. It's on my social media. Like, other people can see it.
I
It's not
mean,
a
but
Yeah.
secret.
you can't be that surprised. If remember the incident you had where someone said you were shopping on your AD day or whatnot because you posted pictures in your closet, you're like, that wasn't a store, that was my closet.
Well, okay, so Betsy, this is one
But
thing. No, no,
someone
no.
went out of their way to report
No,
to
this
you.
is
Like,
not even a lie. There's one thing about like weird trolls online that like report you, but they're not like your colleagues. I had someone who is in my department, who is another faculty anesthesiologist, try to get me in trouble with my chair and say that I was out shopping on an academic day And I was like, what? Like these reports that come in, like the first thing when you find out about
Who cares
this,
if you
like,
were anyway?
but
What
I
if you're on a lunch
wasn't.
break?
And I was like, damn, like you really need to find a hobby, girlfriend, because you need to stop obsessing over me. Like it's just wild. Like I seriously don't understand it.
No, it's just, I don't know. I just wish people would, if we were all if we're more nice to each other, the world would be a much, much better place to live in and raise our kids in. So I just teach my kids the opposite, try to do my best to raise the next generation and hopefully tell people out there too, because that's all we can really do. And you can't change those other people, but it's damn hard.
It's so hard. Inquiring minds want to know if you would ever consider reality television.
Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes. I mean, if you got into Real Housewives of Atlanta, I would watch that show for
I
sure.
can never imagine that, but I would so tune in.
I bet you could hold your own.
I'm sure
like
you could.
if I ever got asked, I would have two people to vet my opinion off of and say, you know what? Let me call my friends and see if that's a good idea or not. So that's what I would do.
And then we'd probably be like, it's a terrible idea, but you should do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Which is basically what I said. I'm like, it was awful for me and I cried every day, but you should try it.
And that's probably what I would tell
And
somebody
that's what she did. But no, I'm talking about like a Married to Medicine, or not even that, but like another show that sort of follows you around, like a docu-follow, right? Where, it's like medicine, motherhood, media, trips, content creation. Like people would tune in for sure.
Oh, I think it would be great.
5 million followers for sure. People would tune in to this television show just to get a feel for like what is a day in the life of Lady Spine Dog actually like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would consider it. That'd be fun.
Andy, let me get Andy on the phone. Andy, I'm going to pitch you a new show idea. Yeah, I got it. I only take 10%. It's fine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, most people take 20 these days, actually.
I was gonna say I'll have to give a percentage to Jen.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I deserve 1% just for being on the call.
Exactly.
Done. Okay, we are going to wrap it up with just a few more rapid fire questions. The same way we went in, we are going out. You ready? You're warmed up now.
Yes, ready.
What is one thing your kids can say to you that will humble you instantly?
Oh my gosh. Like they'll ask me a math question. This stuff that they're learning is wild. I'm like,
they're learning it incorrectly. First
now.
of all, because I got the right answer and they were like, Mom, that's not how you do it. And I was like, if the answer is correct, then that is how you do. Like the way they teach them is weird now, but I still arrived at the correct
DPQ,
answer.
like I am really good at math. These word problems. I'm like, Peter has 5 apples. What? Huh?
Exactly.
Okay. If you were not a surgeon, doctor at all, what would you be?
Rapper.
Follow up. What would your rap name be?
Oh God. G Money.
G Money. Okay.
All right.
That's what some of my friends call me. So that's my name.
G Money. Your name tag at Lead Her Summit shall now read G Money. Let me make a note to my assistant. Please change Dr. Grunch's name badge to G Money.
So G Money, you alluded to some dating disasters when you were single. What is the biggest red flag for a man?
Oh my gosh. I would say for me, what car they drive.
Oh, okay. Can we expand on this?
Yeah, what would be some unacceptable choice? Which car choices would no longer get a second date?
I feel like I'm walking myself into getting some hate here.
Oh, well,
But, I will say, like, depending on what they drive kind of shows, like a little bit about them and the choices they make. So, like, you drive a pickup truck, that I would love that because that shows that you got a practical vehicle that does stuff that you need to get done, and it's multifaceted. You drive, a BMW. It's like elegant, beautiful, whatever. Love that choice.
What if they picked you up in the Lambo truck?
Oh, I would love that, but like also have questions.
What kind of questions?
But yeah, I
You
mean,
have
you
a
know,
very
like
fancy
if
truck.
I have a Lambo truck.
I was like, don't you have a Lambo truck?
I do have a
Wait,
Lambo
wait, wait.
truck.
What was Ray driving when he picked you up for the first date?
So he drove a Honda Element. And it was like, that's a very practical car, stick shift, which shows that he knows how to
Oh,
drive a manual
Okay.
car. So
which
yeah,
nobody knows how to drive a stick
no one
anymore,
knows
I
how to
don't
do.
think.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's like a
Nope.
lost
And
art.
Do you
yeah,
know
and
how to drive a stick?
he taught me in that Honda Element how to drive a stick. So yes, I do.
I
But
know how to
you
drive a
don't
stick
do
too.
it on a regular basis, right?
No, well, I used to have a stick shift BMW, but most cars don't even, you can't even get that as an
You
option.
can't
So
even like all the
yeah,
exotics, it's not a thing because it's like
They do that
slower.
like little Triptronic thing on the handle,
yeah, the
Yes,
little
which
paddle
which
shifters.
is like fake.
not the same
Yeah.
thing at all.
No,
Okay.
it's not. No, but yeah. So, but no, like, if someone came up and they're like disheveled, like unclean, car with crap all over the place, I would question. I would question. I won't say the maker model because, but yeah, it's just
Dirty cars.
questions, decision. Yeah, dirty, unkept
Dirty in general.
cars. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Okay. That is all we have for you. Thank you for joining us on this hour of Scrubs to Stilettos. You have been so amazing. I found out new things. I thought we were old friends and I knew everything about you, but apparently not. Now I got to go
Interesting.
apply for a Texas private investigator license because my window tint isn't dark
Need
enough.
it
I need it to
darker.
be darker. Yes,
Need it
exactly.
darker.
Tell us where we can find you. Although if people can't find you by now, that's their problem. But pimp yourself out
Yeah. Lady Spine Doc on pretty much everything.
and shop Lady Spine Doc if you want to get the cool merch.
Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok on those. Yeah.
All the things. Thanks so much.
Amazing, G Money. Thanks for being on the
Thanks.
show with us.
That's right.